Hi everyone, I think we are live. Today I'm going to be doing another On the Couch interview series, and that's where I interview entrepreneurs about their mindset, about what struggles they've had, about everything to do with their business. So today I'm really excited. We have our special guest, Fatou Barry from Top of the Pile. So I'm just waiting for her to come on. I'm going to let her explain to you what her business is and everything she has gone through to get where she is. Hopefully it'll be a bit of learning for anyone who's thinking of starting a business or anyone who is currently running a business. I know when I started, it helped me to be surrounded by people who had already done it and made all the mistakes of the day, that they could tell me what not to do, what to do, and it really helps just to hear other people's stories. So I thought On the Couch might be a great way to do that. I've actually been thinking about doing this for about 6 years, I think. I had wrote it in a business plan about 6 years ago. So it didn't take me long to do it, but it just shows you always put things off that you know you should be doing. Okay, 1 second, there she is. I'm just gonna add her in. Hi.
Hello, how are
How are
you?
you? Good, good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Nice to be
Great.
here.
Yeah, and it's great to have you. I was trying to think, when was it we actually met? It was JCI, but when was it, Galway or was it?
It was Galway. It was October 2018, the National Convention.
Right, okay, very good. So you meet people from all different places, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It was lovely.
And
I'm
you're still with JCI, aren't you?
I'm still a member of JCI Cork, yes.
Yeah, very good. Great. So how's it going down there?
Well, we've been very, creative, trying to find online and virtual events, and it has been working pretty well, honestly. We've never had that many workshop trainings networkings online. But yeah, I still feel quite engaged despite everything that's happening. So that's
Yeah. And I think everyone's just adapting, aren't they? They're just going online and kind of figuring it out.
Yes, we just have to. Yeah, we just have to.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let's get started. So if you want to tell everyone your name of your business, and give me 60 seconds about what you do.
Okay. So hi everybody. My name is Fatou Barry. I am the founder of a career coaching and consulting business called Top of the Pile. So what I do is I help multilingual professionals to find some clarity, confidence, and strategy around the career path. So whether they want to land a corporate job or whether they want to create the side hustle, I help them get rid of the limiting beliefs around why they can't do it. And the reason why I work specifically with multilingual is because as you can hear, I'm not from Ireland myself. I'm French. And of course, we have our challenges as someone who's trying to find a job in a country that is not ours. We
Hmm.
might think that our, English is not good enough, or that we will never even get the job because of whatever reasons. So we don't even apply for it. So I'm here to help my fellow expats apply actually for jobs that they really, really want.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is.
So did the idea for that come from you being here and going through those struggles, or where did you think of this?
Yeah, the idea came definitely based on my own experience. So I moved to Cork 6 years ago. The plan was to stay a year to get the experience in a multicultural environment and then to go back home. And after the first job, I had another offer and another and an offer. And then I realized it's quite easy here to find a job when we speak more than an English, right?
Hmm.
So I became a bit comfortable. There were a lot of opportunities. The salary was each time a little bit higher. And after a few different jobs, actually, just to give you some context, I've been here 6 years. I've had 6 different jobs, so I have a quite unique career
Okay.
path in Ireland.
Uh-huh.
I it's what needed to happen happened, right? So my first job, I was really unfulfilled in there. I was overworked. So basically, I had a burnout, right? So when this happened, I realized I cannot just keep going from one job to the next without having a proper career path. So I reconnected with myself, what was my passion, what I'm naturally passionate about, and it was personal development. And forever. I mean, since I'm a teenager, I read more self-help books than fiction books. It came naturally to me, but from the moment I had the idea to actually work in this space, to the actual moment where I launched my business, it took me quite a while. I had to go through some limiting beliefs myself, to be honest with you, to work with the coaches and just to get started.
So you completely understand where your ideal client's coming from because you were there, you know exactly how they feel, and then you know how you got out of that as well.
Yeah.
So what would you say are some of the ways you got past those limiting beliefs?
Yeah, so the first thing that I did, right, I knew that, okay, if I want to be very serious with, this career coaching thing, because it was meaningful for me. Basically, I wanted to do what would have helped me so much at that time. I wanted to be the career coach that I needed desperately back then. So this is how the whole idea started. I needed the confidence to actually have the skills. So the first thing I did is I enrolled in an HR course because I wanted to know how the actual job market is in Ireland, how to write a job description, how to look for jobs, etc. This was the first step. Then I enrolled in a coaching course, a life coaching course in French, though, because again, I wanted to stay in my comfort zone. I said, I will not take a full coaching course in English. I did it in French. It was great. I learned a lot. But then I felt that I needed to do it in English. So I went through a second coaching certification in Cork, this time with an English setting, definitely, which was another challenge, right? Because it's something to coach someone in your own language and to coach someone in English. So I needed that. I needed even though we all say it's just a paper, I needed the paper to get started. And I needed also a coach. Honestly, I invested in a life coach myself for 3 months. And it took me 6 months or 6 to 8 months to pay, because it was the biggest investment in myself that I've ever had to make, right? It was a huge investment for me back then. And from the moment I decided to just go for it, I realized that in the 3 months that we worked together, I achieved way more than in the 6-9 months I was trying to do it by myself. So it was definitely a big step for me. When I worked with the coach, I had my business name, I had my professional pictures taken, I had my website started, I started my Instagram, my everything started within these 3 months that I worked with a coach. So again, testament to the power of getting support when you want to get started.
We all need accountability. We all need someone to tell us what, even if you know what to do, sometimes you need someone there to say, here's how to do it, here's X, Y, and Z, and here's when you need to have it done by. I think as well, when I invested in a coach, like my business went from there to there. Like and even the things that you hold on to after you're coached, you remember all those things that you learned completely, and it can be hard to do everything by yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah, and this is exactly what you say. So I believe we all have the answers within ourselves, right? So at any stage, she didn't actually tell me you need to do this and that. She just asked me, what do you want to do next? And I was giving her the answers that I couldn't give to myself because I was just stuck. And yeah, I do believe in the power of coaching for the accountability, and also to have someone just asking us the questions that we are afraid to ask ourselves. So yeah.
So getting over the barriers was things like getting an education that you feel you needed, getting extra training, getting help from someone else, and kind of getting yourself out there as well and starting this.
Was yes, because one of my greatest fears were networking. I loved, attending workshops. I've always loved it, but I was always at the back, not talking to anyone, coming last so that no one has to say me anything, and public speaking. So I knew that, again, if I wanted to have a chance to make this business work, I had to deal with this fear. So JCI helped me a lot, gave me a lot of speaking opportunities, helped my networking skills. I was a community, a membership director in Cork, so I had a lot of one-on-one appointments with potential members. So I became comfortable to have the small chat and, to introduce myself. And yeah, so it took a while, of course. I'm not even right now, I'm doing my best. I know it's not my strongest skill to speak about myself. But definitely, I challenged myself. When I wanted to say no, I said yes. This kind of challenge that I absolutely had to do to get to where
completely.
we are now. Yeah.
I love that when you wanted to say no, you said yes. So that's always a good, yeah, when you feel that little bit of uncomfortness and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, but then you put yourself in it. I always think those are the best things you do. And just for anybody watching who doesn't know, Junior Chamber or JCI is Junior Chamber International. I'll put a link to anybody that wants to see it, or myself and Fatou both were members of it, are members of it. And I know it helped me with my public speaking, my confidence, everything. So it was really great. So putting yourself in places you don't want to be can definitely help. Okay, so that's kind of how you came over things. You said you've been reading personal development for forever and all that good stuff. What would you say your life purpose is? It's a real deep question for you now.
It's a deep one. I was how can I say, obsessed with finding it. I read all the books. I was like, okay, I'm sure I have one. What is my life purpose? And then I realized that sometimes just the word purpose to me was scary, But if I ask myself what actually I enjoy doing, what I like to do naturally, what people come to me for advice for, what energizes me, suddenly I have all the answers to those questions. And put together, I realized that my purpose is to help other people to have a better life, whatever it means for them. I believe we all have our own version of happiness, success. Of course, everyone has their own definition, and I just want anyone really to be happier professionally, personally, and also most importantly, happier based on their own terms, not based on what the society is expecting from them or the parents or whatever. So really to ask themselves the deep questions about what do I want to do, why is it meaningful for me, even if it doesn't make sense to anyone else around them. So this is really, I believe my purpose is to help people going through this journey of self-discovery, self-awareness, and yeah.
Okay, cool. And I think it's a good one where you say, what do you love to do? I think people forget that, what you love to do is actually what you can do for a living. And it's what we're best at often, what you really, really enjoy. That's what you love doing, and that shines through whenever you're doing it. So that's great. How many years did you say you're doing this now?
It will be, well, officially, I launched the business in July last year. So July 2019, I had my launch event. Unofficially, though, I was giving a lot of free CV reviews to colleagues and friends. So for 2 years, I was definitely practicing my skill without asking money for it. So it's been 2 years, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So definitely your purpose if you're doing it for free, for sure.
I did it for free sometimes, because I love it so much.
Yeah, I know.
I need really to go over the fact that, okay, it's a business. At some point, I really need to be a business owner, but I could do this work for free because I love it so much.
Yeah, and I think the other person needs to value it as well. So if they're paying for it, they value it, and then it's just a psychological thing, really, the passing of money, just so both of you are kind of getting something out of it. But so the first year I know for me was like big, massive learning because I made all the mistakes you could possibly think of. Is there anything that you've done this year or last year that you think I would, if I was telling someone else who was starting their own business, avoid doing this or definitely do this? Is there any?
Yeah, definitely. So, like I said, the first investment I made in a coach was scary because for me, it was, the first time I invested that amount of money in myself. But I had no regret at all. It was so beneficial for me, and it unlocked my ability to invest in myself to an extreme even. So basically what I did for the first year is to buy courses after courses, group coaching after group coaching, one-on-one coaching after the other one, without even taking the time to implement the teachings, right? Yeah. The lessons that I learned. So I became obsessed with this idea of learning more, learning how to do better, to have the best strategy, etc. And then I became overwhelmed, of course, absolutely overwhelmed. I couldn't even see the return on investment, because at that time I'm not sure I was even charging. You know what I mean? So I believe some people call it the shiny object syndrome, always trying to think that the next coaching is the good one, or the next course. So it's a mistake to avoid. It's better to, I cannot say don't invest in yourself, right? But just be mindful of every investment that you make. Take the time to actually implement everything that you've learned. See if it works. If it doesn't work, of course, go and look for something else. But yeah, so some of the purchases I made are still sitting in my computer today. You know.
Yeah.
So this is definitely to avoid. And something to do, I guess, it's again this idea of support. Don't think that you can do it by yourself. Honestly, whatever you want to start for the first time, you need to have, you know, even for the marketing. I remember I joined your group at the very beginning, and it helped me to actually find my, you know, who I help, why do I help them, etc. You know, the questions that you need to ask yourselves. So whether it's in marketing, in coaching, in mindset, or anywhere, sales, definitely. Get the support that you need, learn from others who did it, right, successfully, get some inspiration, motivate yourself, basically. Yeah.
I think with JCI, that was really good for people like us, I suppose, because you get nearly all of that, and you surround yourself with people who are looking for that or have already done it. And you know, I think being surrounded by like-minded people, because when you start a business as well, like, you know, you're used to working with a big group of people, or, you know, having a boss or whatever, and it can be kind of a lonely place. So if you're with people who, you know, are going through the same thing or have been through the same thing, I think that can be, and you know, that can be in the form of a coach one-to-one. Or I mean, I did both. I did the coaching, I did the group coaching like you, and then I did the JCI stuff as well. But I think you're right in what you're saying, that you'll need to like actually implement that stuff then, instead of just going, right, like it becomes like a syndrome. Yeah, what's a new thing I can just do because this is going to help me? Where it's like, I always put it in the first of my slides. It's like the best thing to do is to act, or the only way to get things done is to act. So, you know, you can listen to a talk, you can do whatever, but actually implementing is massive for them when it comes to the stuff. What would you say is like the biggest fear when it comes to running your business?
Great question. So I have internal fears, right? You know, I'm trying to overcome this. It's a constant, a constant battle. So I guess the fear that I have that has been holding me back is it's a weird fear. I don't know where it comes from, but I'm sharing it with you now. It's not so much that my message will not resonate with someone, because I know it will. I know that someone will need to hear it from me with my own words, with my French accent, you know, with the whole thing. I'm aware of this. It's that it's not unique. It's that it has been said before. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm saying this, but all coaches are saying this. What else can I say that no one has said before? You know, this idea that you need to invent something new, or you need to have a new strategy. So I have to overcome this idea, actually, because I realized that there are so many coaches out there, and they all have their clients for a reason. So you don't, and honestly, they all sharing the same mindset idea. You know, what coaching is, it's pretty universal. But yeah, sometimes I have this fear that, okay, I've said it, but so many people said it before, so maybe it's not worth saying it. So I still need to find the balance into finding my own voice, I guess, or putting myself out there more.
And I mean, it's something I would talk about with clients all the time, is being authentic and showing up as yourself, because be yourself because everyone else is taken. I think you've seen my slide on that. But like, there's someone, you know, exactly who's went through or who's going through exactly what you went through, you know, coming from a different country, having a different language, all of that, who's even just going to hear your voice and go, oh my God, I need to work with her. Like she got my, you know, she got my exact problem. She solved it. I have to go with her. I mean, it's you that makes you unique. That makes sense.
Yeah,
And I
it
know
makes
it's so
sense.
hard.
In my mind, it makes sense. Okay, why would it? Yeah, yeah. So
I
this
know.
is one fear, and the other fear was around. I realized my money mindset was just not right to be a successful business owner. I struggled with that for a while. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I did this thing for free for a while. Then I tried it, but I realized I was not comfortable during discovery calls to tell about my pricing, etc. So I had to do a lot of work around, making sure that I know that what I have to offer is valuable and that there are people willing to pay for it. So I was giving discounts even before anyone asked. you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this was a big.
Totally get that. And we've all done that. You know, I nearly would have brushed the floor for you and done your marketing for half price, you know, like completely. And I think it's something that every entrepreneur goes through, and it's only something you can kind of go through. You have to kind of learn that you don't want to be paid too little, learn the undervalued feeling when you are paid too little. You know, when you do discount people, sometimes they expect more and, you know, pay less. When you actually are at the price range where it's right and people value it, it's like a completely different ballgame, and you're like, why didn't I do this from the very start? There's just a little question here from Caroline. I
Mm-hmm.
think some very good tips. We need to get out of our own way. Like her point about doing course after course, but needing just sorry, but needing to use it. I think she should just start using the tools we have learned and helping others. Completely, Caroline, completely. So she
Thank you,
makes it.
Caroline. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the past stuff. Where do you see yourself in, let's say, I know it's kind of hard one, let's say a year or 3 years, 5 years?
So, yeah, so right now I'm running my business part-time and I have a part-time job in the voluntary sector. So I'm slowly, working towards going full-time with the business. This would be my immediate goal for the next year or so. Again, it's another level, when you have your safety, your safety net, and then suddenly you're a full-time business owner. But this is clearly my next goal. And
Uh-huh.
for this, I guess I would like to start creating an online course. So
Cool.
basically, still working one-on-one with clients, but to have this course specifically for the strategy part, for the CV writing, for the LinkedIn, for the interview preparation. It's so easy to share what I know in a course and to package it properly so that it's very clear and easy to follow. And then I would mostly work one-on-one for people who need clarity and confidence, because the strategy part, I believe you can learn it from a coach, but from a course, but the strategy was what I did for the first year or so. So I was writing CVs for clients. I was doing a lot of consulting. Now I want to go back to coaching more and to have the course for all the consulting work that I was doing one-on-one.
Yeah, completely. So definitely, I mean, with the times that are in it as well, online is the way to go. But it's the way to go even just, you know, you're a bit like me, it's just you in the business, and it's one way to scale it if you don't have staff and you don't have other people doing it. So you can sell to a lot of people instead of just one. And I think that's a big business lesson that I learned, because I never really wanted staff towards, you know, in the last couple of years, I realized I didn't. And there's only one you and only a couple, you know, 40 hours in a week, depending if you're an entrepreneur, there's more than that. But, you know, what other way can you service lots and lots of people
So
by doing online?
definitely the course is a big, I mean, the first course, and then I'm hoping, to grow the course. I still not sure if I want to be, like you said, you don't want staff. You made the realization. For now, clearly it's too early for me to even think about this, but I don't know if in a couple of years I wouldn't like to have two team members to help me with something. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no harm in having the goals, definitely. So what would you say is like the best piece of advice you've got?
So I want to say, yes, okay. I thought about this one because clearly there's so many good advice out there in terms of, but the the one that resonates the most with me that I'm constantly reminding everyone around me, publicly or not, is to be kind to yourself. Speak kindly to yourself.
Love that
Don't,
one.
oh my God, because we wouldn't sometimes, the inner voice that we have is so harsh, and we would
Hmm.
never say the thing to someone we love, right? To a friend, we would never even say half of what we are saying to ourselves about ourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is massive. I try not to beat myself up anymore, and most of the time I do succeed because I've been training myself to be kind to myself. Right?
Yeah.
Even if I don't accomplish everything on my to-do list, or if I postpone something, or if I procrastinate, which happens, of course it happens, I always know that I did my best or based on my circumstances. So I would speak kindly as if I was, saying the same to a friend that would tell me, oh, yeah. So it would be, I guess, my life advice. Be kind to
Oh.
yourself. It's so important.
Yeah, and it's something we forget like all the time because it's so easy just to go back into that kind of like, "Oh, why didn't you do that? You should have this done. You should, you're your harshest critic." I remember I seen a photo of myself when I was like 8 or something, and I was like, "Oh, like that's me or whatever." And like I actually put it on my Instagram, and I was like, I need to think of this girl when I'm giving out to me, and think, would I give out to her? Would I, if she didn't do something right or she didn't get it done, no, I'd just be like, it's okay, keep going, you can do it. And that's the way I need to, like, because you aren't mean to children usually if you're a nice person. So it's easier kind of, I kind of picture myself as a younger version and just saying, look, it's okay, everything's going to be okay, it's all going to work out. And I always think like I wish I had even in year one said, don't worry about anything, Emma. Everything's going to work out. It's all going to be fine. In 5 years, you're going to be doing this, that, and the other. But I think it's just too easy to go back into like, you should have done more. I remember as well speaking to a guy, and I was 5 years in business. I was about to do a talk, and I was looking at them, the other speakers, and thinking, geez, they're so like successful and so far ahead and all this stuff. And he said to me, "Oh, how many years in business are you?" And I said, "5. Like, I should be doing more. I should be doing this." And he was like, "5 years? That's nothing. You have loads of time to do everything you want to do." And it really made me think, yeah, what am I, like, I'm beating myself up and I'm 5 years in business, like, and I'm thinking I should be a millionaire at this stage, So and again, it's surrounding yourself with other people who are saying nice things to you as well, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
is how we speak to ourselves, I think, is super, super important. So, I have two more questions for you. We're at like 30-minute mark already. I feel like it flies by.
Same, yeah. Unbelievable.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Mm. Okay. It's a crazy one, but I'm very maybe it's normal for a coach. I'm really future focused.
Okay.
So I would love, sometimes when you're at crossroads and you have to make a choice, I would love to have a glimpse of what will happen in the future if I make that decision instead of that one.
So like a what if machine.
Yeah, but not clearly go in the future. Just have a snippet of. It will help me so much to make some of the decisions, honestly, to see if I like it or not. So yeah, to have a bit. I don't want to have the full spoiler about what is going to happen in the future because I believe also that what's keeping my drive is the fact that I don't really know.
Yeah.
But yeah, to have this superpower to have a good idea of what could happen in the future. I think this will make the present more relaxed for me.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
What I tend to do is just pretend it's going to all go be great. Imagine that this is going to make me a million.
Yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
happen, and then just kind of go with it. But yeah, that'd be really cool. Okay, Fatou, thank you so much. Just before we finish, have you got any things coming up? Any one-to-one offers? Any workshops? Anything you want to promote right now?
Yeah, I do actually have next week a 3-day career clarity challenge on Instagram. So
Cool.
I'm actually announcing it today for the first time. It's time for me to promote it. So it will be from Tuesday, until Thursday, 8 p.m. on my Instagram. I'll be going live. There's a link in my bio to sign up for this. So if people sign up, they get an email every day with some of the questions to ask yourself to find more clarity in your career path. So like I said, the big purpose is scary sometimes, but if we ask ourselves the right smaller questions, we get already a lot of clarity. So this is what I'm going to do next week. And it's exciting. It will be my first time doing 3 lives in a row on Instagram. So thank you so much for the opportunity today, because, you know, I feel a bit more relaxed. And then I have my website, of course, topofthepile.ie, where people can find my offers. They can connect with me there. I'm quite active on LinkedIn as well. So my name again is Fatou Barry, and don't hesitate to connect with me or reach out, definitely.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And I will share a link to your Instagram after this as well. And as Fatou says, link in her bio if you want to check that out. Sounds amazing. Even just getting some clarity around things sounds unreal. Thank you so much. It's been so good talking to you, and I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, thank you, Emma. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye.